I made the mistake of venturing into the deep web once. It started so innocently. I saw a Reddit thread where people were talking about this browser called Tor, a tool that could unlock the hidden layers of the internet, the kind of places most people should never see. The thread was filled with stories, people stumbling across horrifying markets, disturbing videos, and pages that felt like they were built straight out of nightmares. I was curious, too curious. So, I downloaded Tor. One post linked to a page that acted like a directory, a hidden wiki filled with links buried deep inside the dark web. I expected something strange, but I wasn't prepared for what I found. The sheer number of links to child exploitation made me sick. I avoided them as best I could, but the deeper I went, the more twisted things became. That's when I came across something called the Black Pages. The background was pitch black, the links written in glowing blood red and rotten yellow. The red links were the darkest corners, places with names like Personal Assassin and Dead Pets. Every word I read made my skin crawl. But then, one yellow link caught my eye. The Secret Society chat. I shouldn't have clicked it. But curiosity always wins. The page took longer than usual to load. For almost a full minute, I just stared at a blank, white screen. Then, suddenly, the background turned black. A small chat box appeared, and next to it, a black, empty video window. I should have clicked back. I should have closed my laptop, but instead, I typed one word: hey. A few seconds later, the video screen flickered to life. A figure appeared, someone wearing a featureless mask, sitting in a room that was almost completely dark except for the faint glow of their monitor. And then, my blood froze. My own face appeared on the screen. The site had activated my webcam, even though I always kept it off. Panicked, I slapped my thumb over the camera and tried to close the window. But the exit buttons were gone. My taskbar was gone. Even Control-Alt-Delete did nothing. That's when I heard it. A distorted, muffled voice came through my speakers. It was the masked figure. Their voice was twisted, mechanical, but I could still make out the words. I still see you, James. My stomach dropped. He knew my name. I held down the power button until my laptop finally shut off. For a while, I tried to convince myself it was just some hacker, nothing more. I deleted Tor, wiped my system, and forced myself to move on. But 2 weeks later, my mom tossed a letter onto my bed. No return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper. In huge, black letters, it said, "Don't come back." I felt my insides twist with nausea. How did they know where I lived? My worst experience, though, came later. Digging deeper into Tor one night, I stumbled across a page titled Human Experiments. The homepage was written in dripping red text, like fresh blood across the screen. It described experiments, grotesque and inhumane, carried out on homeless people, kidnapped victims, and even children. The experiments included starvation, exposure to extreme heat, deliberate infections, forced pain tolerance tests, and worse. Despite every instinct screaming at me to stop, I clicked on one of the links. What I saw on that screen, I'll never forget. Bodies twisted in agony, eyes wide with terror, people treated like disposable lab rats. And then, an entire section dedicated to toddlers. Infants. I scrolled, horrified, yet unable to look away. Until a small chat box appeared in the corner of my screen. Did you enjoy the site? My hands trembled as I typed. Who is this? The reply came instantly. What was your favorite part? I demanded to know who they were. The next message appeared slowly, as if typed with care. I own the site. Disgusted, I told them this was sick, inhuman, and that I would report them immediately. That was my mistake. After a long pause, another line appeared. HM. I see your name is Michael, and you live in Massachusetts. I felt my chest tighten. He was right. Desperate, I typed back. No, you're wrong. 10 seconds later, another message arrived. My exact home address. letter for letter. And then the final message. Have a nice day. I slammed the laptop shut and called the police immediately, but Tor doesn't keep history, and I had no link to give them. The officers told us we should leave the house as soon as possible. We moved within weeks. But sometimes at night, I still wonder if that man was bluffing, or if he's still watching. And then there was one more time I used the dark web. I'd heard about the Silk Road, an online drug market. My dealer was gone, and I was desperate. So I logged in. One seller named Illy B messaged me directly. He offered me a deal, cheap, fast, local. But his questions unsettled me. Where do you live? Who do you live with? What's your exact address? I lied. Told him I lived alone. He told me to meet him behind a shut-down store on the edge of town. I shouldn't have gone, but I did. The lot was empty, silent. My phone buzzed. His text said he was on the way. But how? How did he know this place so well if he supposedly lived an hour away? I waited 20 minutes. No response. Finally, I left. When I got home, my blood ran cold. The front door was wide open. Inside, I heard faint shuffling upstairs. The bedroom light was on. Mom? Dad? I called. Silence. Then, slam. The bedroom door shut. My parents weren't supposed to be home, and my dad's car wasn't outside. Grabbing a carving knife from the kitchen, I crept upstairs. My heart pounded so loud, I thought whoever was in there would hear it. I kicked the door open. The room looked empty, but my mom's jewelry box was open, pieces scattered across the floor. I grabbed the phone to call 911. That's when a hand shot out from under the bed and grabbed my ankle. Screaming, I stabbed downward blindly. A man howled in pain. He crawled out from under the bed, blood pouring from his arm where the knife stuck. Without a word, he bolted down the stairs and out the front door. I barely caught a glimpse, a man in ragged clothes, backwards hat, jumping into a black Honda Accord. I gave the police everything I could, but I couldn't tell them about Tor. Couldn't explain how he knew my house. He's still out there, free, and I know deep down, he didn't find me by chance. He found me through the dark web. And if you're even thinking of exploring it yourself, don't. Because once you go deep enough, it starts looking back at you.